I love to renovate houses. I've renovated all kinds of rooms for the past 25 years, kitchens, bathrooms, approximately 15 different kitchens. I've renovated all the way down to the studs, small, large, custom kitchens, all different types of countertops, and it enveloped into wanting to do more. My passion for the kitchens decided to envelop into doing the whole entire house, and the house is all the way down to the studs. This is the 5th house that I've done. It takes over 25 different trades to build a house from scratch. And some of those trades we'll be looking at. This particular house we're going to be seeing is from the 1900s. When we first obtained the house, we realized that someone had done a nice job on the siding. They went ahead and put some clapboard siding up here. Unfortunately, they didn't use ring galvanized nails, so we did have to take some time and re-nail the entire house because the house had a little bit of a scallop and it started to buckle away from the cement. So we went ahead and re-nailed everything here. And then we realized as well, the roof had 3 layers of shingles on it, which is not to code, and it was really much too heavy for the house in general. So we decided to strip that, and we used some nice architectural shingles to make it just the 1 layer in the code. And since we're out here, we also do have that line that we went ahead and installed through Eversource. Eversource was excellent to work with. We went ahead and put a patch in the road, and we replaced the gas line, the natural gas line that comes to the house. And you can see the patch there, right there on the street. And we hydro-seeded the rest of the patchwork so it blends in nice for the spring, even though we did that in the fall. So when we first came into the house, when the house had been abandoned for about 5 years, we came around the corner and this part in the section was the kitchen. And initially we did think that we were able to salvage some of the cabinets and maybe replace some knobs and paint them. But we really couldn't do that because the weather had really scalloped some of the wood cabinets and they expanded, and the moisture really isn't conducive with trying to keep cabinets true and straight as best you can. So in the case like this, we actually had to rip out the entire kitchen all the way down to the studs. And luckily, this is the newer section of the house. The majority of the house is from 1900. This section of the house was built probably about 20-25 years ago, we surmised. This house actually has studs with R20 insulation we were able to salvage. So in a case like this, we wanted to redesign the entire kitchen. The kitchen had a little bit of a different peninsula, and it was a little bit antiquated, and it kind of blocked off the open feel for this particular room to segue into the family area, and we wanted to move the fireplace as well. However, getting back to the kitchen, we have an excellent cabinet maker that we work with out of Massachusetts, and these are soft close cabinets. You can open them, they don't have to be slammed, they're really nice and soft. And the same thing is as far as the drawers. The drawers you open up and they're soft closed. They're excellent, they're handmade, they're all dovetailed, and they're really beautiful. This countertop is called Fantasy Brown. I went to 4 different lots to try to find the exact color that we wanted. With Fantasy Brown, it can be very, very dark, it can be very, very gray, but this was the perfect slab that we found, and it matches perfectly. Getting a little bit further down the kitchen, we went ahead and put in a gas stove. The appliances are all stainless steel. The convection oven works excellent, and this is what it looks like on the inside, and it's ceramic and it cooks evenly. One of the greatest things that I've learned about renovating kitchen is to install a double crown molding. This is a double crown molding. They put on literally 2 sets of molding, and it looks much more regal. It makes the cabinets look excellent, nice and tall. You can actually reach them, brings the cabinet down a little bit lower, and it looks beautiful. When we first came to this house, it had a wood stove, and the wood stove was not exactly put in the way it should be. So it soaked up quite a bit of room here. There was a pad here, and the stovepipe had gone right up through the roof. It wasn't really conducive with trying to keep this area open, so we decided to pop that out, and we had to repair the floor. The floor was a little bit challenging because it's a red oak floor, and it has the buttons on it that usually are tough to find. So we went ahead and patched this together, and luckily it was pretty smooth once we sanded it, and we saved that area, and it's nice and open now. So we went ahead and moved the fireplace over to the corner here, and it's beautiful because it's a gas fireplace We put the gas fireplace on. You don't have to stack wood or do any kind of pellets, so it's excellent that way. And as soon as it gets up to speed, it blows all kinds of heat in here, and it's nice and toasty in the winter. Over here, we have a beautiful bay window. And this bay window here, when we first came in, was completely rotted. It had a lot of dry rotted wood, and unfortunately there was some water damage from the sill up top being rotted, and it came out, so we popped this window out, and I was able to find a nice 90-inch window. It's a little bit unusual because it's so large, but I was very lucky, and we went ahead and go ahead and pop this in, and it looks excellent. So this is our first floor bathroom. It's a full bathroom. And over here we have a double sink. The double sink is excellent because two people obviously can utilize it at the same time. This is a large house. So we went ahead and squeezed in a 60-inch vanity in this space, and it fit perfectly. Originally, when we came into this bathroom, they had the laundry here. So the laundry really isn't conducive when you have 5 bedrooms upstairs. Not many people want to truck laundry up and down stairs for 5 people or more. So we went ahead and decided to make this a full bathroom. Again, we have the 2 sinks, and we went ahead and put in a full tub here, and we went ahead and accented it with all kinds of tiles surrounding it. We also have a Bluetooth speaker. I believe in putting Bluetooth speakers in any house that I do for the bathrooms because it's nice to be able to listen to music or anything that you want for the news in the morning when you're getting ready. We use Kohler products in all of our houses. Those are the kinds of lines that we like to use for top quality things. In this room right here, we had a little bit of a challenge because these walls were stuccoed with quite a bit of texture. We had to actually sand these quite a bit and replaster some of the areas. In addition, we did put the wainscoting with some chair rail here to dress it up a little bit. Makes it look a little bit more formal. And then over here, luckily enough, we had some windows here that were excellent. They have some nice moldings here, the belly molding, which is original to the 1900 period. These floors, when we first came in, were basically black. We weren't sure if they were going to come back. They were damaged quite a bit from neglect, but luckily enough, we were able to sand them 3 or 4 times to have them come back. These are white birch floors, and they came out quite beautifully. And over in this room here, what I think we surmised is that this was probably the formal dining room at one point. This is an original built-in cabinet that is also from the 1900s, and we were able to patch it up a little bit, and it does have the original hardware. These floors are textured, but not as severe as the other rooms, so we were able to keep these. And this cabinet here has a little bit of a different style. This is actually from the 1960s. We were able to, a little bit of a story of a previous house that we were going to renovate, we weren't able to obtain. However, they had this outside for free one day, so we thought it would look good in this house, and we were able to patch it in with some different moldings. If we were to look out this window right here, this is where we had to renovate the porch. The farmer's porch on this house, unfortunately, was also quite rotted. It was neglected, and it was actually pulling away from the house. The construction from 1900 isn't exactly code. So what we did was we took the whole entire porch off. We had to support the top part of the roof, which was salvageable. So we were able to take that all off, and we put in some Bigfoot footings is what we call them. They really hold together the porch, and we were able to renovate and put up some new pillars. They look really beautiful on the house, and it looks great. So we're upstairs. It's quite a bit of room up here. There's 5 bedrooms and 1 massive bathroom. This was one of the challenges that we talked about. We wanted to put laundry up here, so we had to do it on paper with some AutoCAD, and we redesigned the whole entire second floor bathroom and to put the laundry up here. Plenty of space, put a shelf up top, and that coincides with the bathroom, which is right over here. And this is a nice bathroom here. The bathroom was quite a bit of challenge. We had some horsehair plaster we had to deal with, and also another cement wall. So the cement wall is on the other side of this bathtub. We had a studded wall here that was quite crammed, so what we did was we knocked down the wall, we pushed it back, we put the tub over here, so it's kind of set back with some shelves. We went ahead and put some tile down to make it look beautiful, and the glass tile to accent that tub. over here was the other set of challenges that we had because we really needed a double sink. And a 48-inch double sink is not easy to come by. So we had a custom double sink made for the 48 inches, and we were able to squeeze that right in and utilize every single square inch that we possibly could for this bathroom. So here we are in the master bedroom. Here we had a little bit of a challenge with the closet. The closet was way too small, so we wanted to put in a little bit bigger. So we put sliding glass doors in here with a mirror. And this is the other side of the bathtub, so we had to go ahead and bump it out and stud out to make the walls so we could put shelves in, because on the other side of that wall is a cement wall. Usually with a house like this, I try to lean towards the 1900 period colors by Sherwin-Williams. Those look the best in every room, and that's what we used through the whole entire house, was the historical palette, and it looks great. Let's check out another bedroom. This bedroom here, all the bedrooms up here have 5-panel period style doors. These doors are quite difficult to come by. 2 of them were missing. We had to custom order a couple of doors to make them match. And then also, we thought it was important to go ahead and order custom antique period style door hardware. And all the hardware has skeleton key with it. And we put the key in, and all the locks actually do work. They're in all working condition. Again, this is another beautiful color by Sherwin-Williams, the period style 1900 palette. And then in here, I always think it's important to put a full custom mirror that's beveled in every one of the closets. Everybody wants to have a full-length mirror for every room, and that's what we do when we do houses. So we're down here in the basement, and I'm standing right here where the addition was that they had put in about 25 years ago. So surprisingly, when we did look into the addition, it's just a crawl space, and they didn't have any insulation, so we decided to go ahead and insulate, and we went ahead and put a vapor barrier in. The vapor barrier is really important because it protects the floor joists above from any kind of moisture damage. And then we went ahead and packed the insides of the joists with about an R20 insulation value. So it really helps a lot with, obviously, the warmness, and a lot of people don't realize it, but it does help with the sound quality and the quietness of your house as well. So here you can also see the PEX line. The PEX line here is what we use for plumbing because the kitchen and the stove and everything is over that way, so we use the hot and cold. It's high density polyethylene, and what that means is pretty much it's like a hard plastic, but it's also flexible. It's much more economical and feasible to use than to replace the copper pipes. It's flexible, and it's great for the long run. It doesn't self-combust. If it ever got cold down here, it will not burst. It's burst resistant, and it lasts about 50 years. The key to success on a project like this is to possess extreme organizational skills as well as the ability to coordinate and plan with tradesmen. It takes 25 tradesmen to build a house from scratch, and sometimes it takes that many to rebuild a house. A successful project like this proves that women in the construction industry can accomplish what men can accomplish. It is my hope to be a leader and inspire other women to enhance and expand their abilities if they'd like to endeavor into a house renovation business the way I have. Stay tuned for our next home renovation project, and I'll see you soon.